and we'll get going. Hi there, everyone. Welcome to our midweek exhale. My name is Sharyn with a Y, and I am one of your hosts for this evening's session. She's that way on my screen, not sure which way she is on yours, but Marie is also co-facilitating the session. We take it in turns at doing this bit, so it's just my turn to host this a little bit tonight. So I have just said tonight. I should have said good afternoon, good morning, or good evening, wherever you are in the world. It is evening for me here, so I may flit into that kind of evening vernacular. And if I do so, I apologize. You may even be watching this on the recording. So, what are we going to do today? So, what we do in these midweek exhales is we invite you to take some time out. We invite you to take a pause and to rest for a little while. And in so doing, we invite you to breathe a little with us. And we're going to go through 4 different breathworks this evening. And the way that we do this is one, either Marie or I will introduce the breath style and we'll give you some examples, some instructions. We will then go into a 6-minute musical interlude. And in that time, you will be able to really play with the breath, play with that breath exercise that we've given you. So all of our instructions are invitations. You might want to adapt the breath or get a feel, a sense for how the breath is moving through your body and respond accordingly. So you might feel like you want to speed it up, slow it down, change it a little bit. And your only real job today is to be responsive to your own body. So even if you don't really take much notice of us, that's fine, as long as you listen to yourself. And at the end of that musical interlude, there will be a couple of minutes of silence. And that's an invitation for you to just spend some time in silence. How often do you do that? I know for me, that's 2 minutes of silence. The first time I did it felt like a long time. And you might want to reflect in that time. You might just want to rest. Effectively for today, for this hour, you choose. You choose how you want to interact and how you want to engage with both us and the breath. And we repeat that basically 4 times. So an introduction, some breath, your time with your own breath, and then some silence. And then at the end, as I said, we'll close down the recording, and there'll be a little bit of time at the end to share your experiences if you want to, and just give us some feedback on how the breath felt for you, maybe. So, if that's all okay with you, and we have no questions, which if you do have questions, I probably should have said this, pop them in the chat because I have muted you. I have muted you for now. If you do have any questions, pop them into the chat because whenever one of us is leading the breathwork, the other one will be able to keep an eye on the chat and give you a helping hand if you need one. So without further ado, if you would like to make yourselves comfortable and really take good care of yourself. So maybe you might need a blanket to keep you warm or to take off if you get too warm. Maybe if it's possible, you could support your head. You can do this practice sitting up or lying down. So just whatever is most comfortable for you. And let's just start with that intention. Let's start with the intention of comfort. I'm going to I'm going to start the music now and begin to introduce our first segment. So the 4 things that we're going to do today, we call them a segment and we put them together in a sequence. So this is breath sequencing, putting together 4 different breaths. And for our first segment, I'm just going to invite you to awareness. Awareness of yourself, and awareness of the breath. So just begin by noticing your breath. How are you bringing the breath into your body? Are you breathing in through your nose or through your mouth? And at this point, you don't have to change anything unless you wish to. The invitation is just to notice. And then turn your attention to the exhale. How is the breath leaving your body? Again, through your nose, through your mouth. If you had to describe the intensity of the breath, are you breathing gently or are you breathing with some force? Just noticing and being aware of what is present for you right now. And meeting yourself in that place of presence. And I wonder what you arrived into the room with. And I wonder what your intention and hope is for this session. And I invite you, if it's possible for you, to put to one side what you arrived with. You can pick it up at the end of the hour if it's important. It might help you to physically do a movement with that, to physically kind of pick it up and put it to one side. And then maybe welcoming your intention. Perhaps as simple as a midweek exhale. A moment, a pause. Maybe place your hand on a part of your body where you'd like to receive that. Just intentionally breathe into the space between your hand and your body. If you haven't already, you might want to let your eyes gently close to turn your focus and attention inwards. Or maybe just lower your gaze. Remember our initial invitation to comfort. Continue to adjust your physical body in whatever way you need to maintain that comfort level. And if it feels comfortable to you, perhaps start to bring your breath in through the nose if you're able. A gentle inhale and exhale through the nose. Notice if this feels different for you, if it feels the same. We have just one more minute before we go to a point of a place of silence. Just enjoy the bird song. Let your breath return to any normal, natural rhythm that feels comfortable to you. And prepare to embrace the silence.
And as the bird song begins again, just reflecting on how that silence felt. Maybe it felt long, or maybe it wasn't long enough. And we're going to move into our second breath style today. And it's not really a breath style. I'm going to invite you just to keep breathing in your own natural rhythm, but we're going to bring in some very gentle movement with the breath. And if the movement doesn't feel like something you can do this evening, even sort of imagining the movement in your head has the same effect. But what we're going to do is on the exhale, we're going to roll our shoulders back and gently lift our head up. And you can do this if you're lying or if you're sitting. As we inhale, we're opening our chest and rolling our shoulders back. And then as we exhale, we're going to roll our shoulders in and take our chin onto our chest. And we're going to just try and match the movements with the breath. And as you do this, just allow yourself to feel what it actually feels like to be moving your shoulders with the breath. And if at any point you feel, actually that's enough, just take a break. Take a break and come back to it then when you feel like you want to try it again. So again, as we inhale, we're rolling our shoulders back, opening our chest and lifting our head. And then on the exhale, dropping our head and rolling our shoulders in. So just at your own pace and at your own rhythm. Really focusing on trying to keep the movement and the breath together. And that movement nice and gentle. And as you're moving, maybe checking in that you're not carrying a lot of tension in your jaw or across your shoulders. Just being aware of how the movement feels with the breath. checking that you're not tensing up your body as you move. Into the last 90 seconds. Just another few movements. Just gently letting go of the movement. Still breathing slowly and naturally. And as we move into the silence, just noticing how you feel now. Is there any difference?
And as the bird song begins to play and the silence just falls away, let's take a moment to reflect on how that felt. Is there anything that arose for you in the silence? Any difference between the first silence and this one? And this is all about you just spending some time with yourself. So you're just having a nice moment of reflection. And for our next segment, we're going to do the humming bee breath. And hopefully Wherever you are, it's going to be okay for you to hum. And remember, you're muted, so nobody else can hear your hum here in the room, at least. And it doesn't matter the tone of your hum. What matters is the vibration and what is happening in your nasal cavity, right down to your throat, and up into the very tops of your sinuses and the top of your head. And I'm going to guide you in 3 different styles of humming. And this is in honor of the Gemini season that we are now well in. We've had the Gemini new moon, the sun is in Gemini. And I always think of the bees when I think of Gemini energy. So we're just welcoming them into our session. So you're going to inhale naturally. And on your exhale, with your lips together, you're just going to hum. And your exhale will be slightly longer probably than your inhale. You can pick any note to hum with. And just focus your humming initially in the nasal area, so at the back of your nose and the top of your throat. And just feel the vibration of the hum. Humming is really good for your immune system. To see if we can move the hum down into the back of our throat and right into the vocal cords. So just take your focus into that area on your next exhale. See if you can feel the difference. Stay with it. Just practice a few and just notice. seconds with that focus in your throat chakra. For the last 90 seconds of the humming bee breath, take the focus of your hum into the third eye, or into the very top, little space between your eyes. And notice how the vibration moves through your whole head. Letting the breath fall away, now just enjoy the silence.
And as the silence falls away, just reflecting on what that silence felt like. Was it different to the other silences we had? And we're going to move into our last segment of the evening. And our last segment, we're going to do a breath called 1-2 breath. And that just means that the exhale is going to be twice as long as the inhale. So if you inhale for 1 second, you exhale for 2. You inhale for 2, you exhale for 4. And before the music starts, I'm just going to get you to find where you're going to start this. And wherever you started, it's okay. So maybe try inhaling for 2 seconds and exhaling for 4. And maybe try inhaling for 3 seconds. and exhaling for 6. If you want to try inhaling for 4 seconds and exhaling for 8, just find where you want to be when we're doing this breath. And when we extend our exhale like that, when we exhale for twice as long as we inhale, we're telling our body we're safe. And we're bringing ourselves into our rest and digest. So we're getting ourselves ready for rest. So if, like me, it's the evening, it's a really good one to do before bed. But find your level this evening, and there is no right level or wrong level. And just begin inhaling and exhaling gently. Keeping your inhale and exhale soft and gentle. If it feels comfortable, inhaling and exhaling through your nose, gently and softly. Maybe you feel that you can add an extra second to the inhale and the exhale. Or maybe you feel you need to take a second off each of them, and that's okay. Your inhale and exhale nice and soft. Gently letting go of the control of your breath and allowing it to come back to its natural rhythm as we come to the last shorter bit of silence. And as the birdsong begins for the final time, just reflecting on that last time of silence. And maybe just reflecting on the whole session. And just noticing how you feel now. And is that different to how you felt when we began? And now beginning to bring some gentle movement, maybe into your fingers and toes. Maybe stretching. Maybe yawning. Whatever your body needs right now. And if your eyes are still closed, rubbing your hands together, creating some heat between your palms. And then gently covering your eyes and feeling that heat. And then opening your eyes into your palms, where it's dark and warm. And then beginning to gently take your hands away and let the light in gradually. And if you're lying down and you feel like you want to, gently coming to your side before you come up to sitting. And if you want to stay lying, that's okay too. And just bringing yourself back to the room. And thank you for joining us. And just before we put off the recording, for the rest, for whatever's left of your day, be gentle with yourself and drink plenty of water, because any breath work we do, we move energy and we need to drink water and keep ourselves hydrated. And we need to be gentle and just do things, do something nice for yourself. Even you can't do everything nice for yourself. Do something nice for yourself. Thank you.